Well, hello, and good evening. Happy Thriving Thursday to you all. Come on in, come on in. I'm just going to share this out publicly. So, if you feel that you could benefit, or any of your friends, your family, your colleagues, whoever, your cousin can benefit from this, let's do that. Okay. Okay. Go to edit audience, public. There we are. Okay. So now more of you can see me. Okay. So, just in case, if this is the first time that you are seeing my face, my name is Ronita Bowser, and I wanted to do this Thriving Thursday special edition of this podcast because there is something so wonderful and so unique that I have for you today. A very special person in my life that I met in April of this year. So, to introduce you, just to tell you a little bit about her, her name is Coach Lorie or Director Lorie, 3-star director Lorie Banatte. Mother of two, author. She retired herself in her 30s, y'all. In her 30s. Okay. She has led over 1,000 families to financial freedom. She's a six-figure income earner. She wears the Sapphire ring, which is absolutely gorgeous. She is a Fireball Award recipient and the first person to receive the Personal Development Award with Planet Marketing. I want to delay you no further and introduce you to, let me bring her on stage for you.
Hey,
Director Lorie, how are you this evening?
I'm doing absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for having me. And how are you? How's everybody in the audience?
Yes, please, audience, say hello, leave a footprint. Good evening. Let us know that you are here because we will go back and we will read these comments. But Lorie, I just want to thank you so much for
Thank you.
etching out some time of your extremely busy schedule.
Oh, it's a pleasure. I'm so honored that to be here, in front of your viewers, your audience. It is, oh, I can't put it into words. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And I see good evening, Tamala. She is also a sister in success and a business partner. So, Director Lorie, let's just get right into it. Um,
Absolutely.
but before we do, is there something that you wanted to? I'm sorry, I didn't introduce myself. How rude.
Oh no, I want to throw it back to my amazing sister in success, Director Ronita, and I always love to speak life. She is a breath of fresh air, beautiful spirit. She glows everywhere she goes. Like that brightness she adds to the room. And I remember when we first met at convention. Oh my goodness, what a time! What a time! But I do believe in divine connection,
Yeah.
and she's an educator. When I, s- I'm sorry, somebody was calling. When I say educators rock, educate, and I'm going to talk about that. And also, she's a mental health specialist and she works with behavioral. So that's where I worked in before I got into this business.
Mm.
So for her, that just shows how much of a big heart she has for the people, educating the people, guiding the people. So helping them see the light within themselves through her own light. So and she's positioned other families to win in this thriving industry, which is in the realm of travel, and positioned to earn substantial amount of income as we're growing together and embarking upon momentum.
Yes.
Is powerful where people actually make the most money in business. So Yes. So y'all caught this. Y'all caught this early.
Yes, 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 you have. So let's just jump right into it. So this is Thriving Thursday. I want you to speak to the word thriving. And when you first got started in this business till now, where you have, I just, I'm just so awed at how you can make money but also help people at the same time. It's such a beautiful marriage. It's you're not taking away from anyone, you're giving. And but can you speak of your journey of how you thrive from where you started to where you are now, wearing that sapphire ring? Can we see the sapphire ring? Can you show us the
Glory to God. Glory to God. God gets all the glory. God gets all the glory. And absolutely, I can speak on what thriving is, and I can speak on how God listens to everything you say and ask for. And He'll answer your prayers in ways that you least expect. I remember, I want y'all to ask yourselves, please put it in the comments, and think, when you were a child, when you were a kid, teachers used to ask us, what do you want to be when you grow up? Remember that?
Mhm.
And I want you to think about that. And I had to think, like, okay, I probably was like 5, 6, or 7. And I was like, I want to be a crossing guard. Why? Because it looked easy. All you had to do is stand there, cross people across the street. So I want to be a crossing guard. And I want you to remember this. I want you to remember this. As I continued to grow, my parents wanted to go into the nursing field. And in the Haitian community, that's really good to be because it looks good and you make money. So I wanted to make my parents proud. Behind the scenes, speaking of making my parents proud, I wanted to do this because uh, we grew up like it, it, my circumstances, I knew how to survive very well. I knew how to survive very well. I had to live with people that I considered my cousins. And, this lady, I grew up with them from the time I was 13. And from there, I experienced moving all over the place because we would go through foreclosures to foreclosures. And it was normal. I knew how to adjust very well to different environments. We knew how to adjust when we take lights for granted, like something like lights. My son was like, imagine if the whole world had no electricity. But I was like, there are people in some parts of the world that are living like this. And when our electricity used to get cut off, what would we do? We would get candles and flashlights. We would be prepared for that. And that was normal. When I was a teen mom, I brought my daughter into this world when I was 17. And as a newborn baby, my daughter, I remember being wrapped up in the blanket with her because we had no heat. We had no heat. I remember when they turned off our water, that was normal because I would just go to McDonald's to use the bathroom and we would get jugs. We'll carry big jugs and just collect water from, I guess, friends or neighbors or something. And even when we didn't have heat and they turned off, hold on one second. I have to tell my mom I'm doing an interview. I'm doing an interview. Okay, okay, hold on one second, y'all. Hold
No
on one
problem.
second. This comes with the territory. Hold on.
No problem.
Hold on. So I'm gonna walk and talk with y'all,
Okay.
and you have to be able to adjust and expect
This
the
is real.
unexpected. This
This is
is
real
real. This is real. And no, I did not know my mom had to go somewhere. But go ahead. So I'm gonna walk and talk with y'all.
life.
I
Okay.
know it's dark, but y'all saw my face. But I'm gonna go somewhere where there's lighting. You see, I was talking about knowing how to adjust, y'all. Knowing how to adjust, and but yes, I remember when we had no heat in the winter,
Mm,
and as kids, we would take cold showers right before going to school. Quick
wow.
cold showers right before going to school. And this was normal. So really, we knew how to survive,
Wow.
but I didn't understand what thriving was. And we tell our children, you know, I'm a mom of two. We tell our children you can be whatever it is you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
The sky is, they taught us the sky is the limit, but really the sky is not the limit.
Mm.
They tell us these things, but we have to model it. We have to show them what it looks like. We have to show them exactly what achieving your dreams look like. But if they are accustomed to seeing us struggle, like, you know,
Mm.
I followed the blueprint of society to go to school, get that degree,
Mm-hmm.
and graduate and get into a career field. I became a substance abuse counselor, and I still was living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
I was still telling my children, no to your children. I want to make sure you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you now.
It's
Yes.
loading.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. They say no to your children, not because you can't afford it, but because you cannot, because they don't deserve it. And our babies, they truly deserve it.
Yeah.
So a testimony saved my life because I remember praying to God that I needed change. There's two types of sick and tired. There's a sick and tired where you lay your bed and you're comfortable in it. And
Mm-hmm.
there's another sick and tired where, you have to do something about it. A change is necessary. Change has got to come. And at that time at my career, we were living in 2 rooms, toxic situations with my mother-in-law. And my son was 2, my daughter was 12, and I was like, I cannot go on like this. I cannot go into my 30s like this. And if I did not make a change at 28 years old at the time, then that would be the same predicament for the rest of my life. So that testimony, God answered my prayers, was from this young lady who I didn't know from a can of paint. We weren't even Facebook friends, but she showed me what freedom looked like. She showed me that I did not have to continue being a hamster on a wheel. She showed me that I did not have to continue to lose myself, that I can actually live and not exist. And what intrigued me was she was pregnant with 3 other children, working a full time demanding job, yet she was traveling. That spoke to me because I've always wanted to travel, but it's expensive. I don't know how people were doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And she paid off $20,000 in debt. When I started my master's, I was in $100,000 in student loan debt.
Ooh.
So obviously, she's doing something that because they don't teach us how to be free. They just teach us how to study just so we can be an employee and
Mm-hmm.
just work just enough so we can depend on the job to continue surviving. I
Hamster.
got tired. I'm like, how is this abundance? But that's how I, took a leap of faith because, I really, it's a tired where you really want to do something about it. And where you get up later and later, you press the alarm later and later. I don't know if anybody could relate. You are later and later to work, clocking in, and the behind the scenes, you work in the same field of it's draining. I was drained mentally, emotionally, physically. But through this vehicle, God answered my prayers because I asked to be a crossing guard. Now, through the world of travel, now I could cross people from where they are to where they desire to be. I could show them the way. So God actually answered my prayer in becoming a crossing guard to showing people and directing them that you can shift your mindset. You can dream bigger. You do not have to settle for less. You do not have to settle for the life society give you. We are born for success, but society programs us for failure. So yeah, that's the background and how I got into it. And I've been in this business now for 7 years now. So that's how I got started.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Thank you for taking us through through that journey. And Director Lorie, what I would like to know is that, so you have built this beautiful team, and I happen to be on your team, and
Yeah.
we are in the we are under the number one, um, you know, 6-star director in this company. Um,
Mhm.
and she is the world's, when you say world's, the world's number one
Income
travel.
earner in the travel industry.
Exactly. I just
He's the
every
one that
time I
brought me into the business.
every time I just look at it always, I don't know, I get so humbled behind that because um the the thriving aspect of, let's just talk about self-limiting beliefs and how that hinders one from going from here to here. It's like you're constantly, you're
I'm
up,
glad.
you're up and you're landing. You never you
Yes.
never you never take flight. You never take flight. You never soar. You're just up and then you're down.
Hmm. I can
Because
talk about that. Yes.
okay, please, because as a coach, I definitely help people with this. But can you talk about in this business, how, people come to us and they want to get started. What are some things that you have to do when it comes to those self-limiting beliefs?
One, you have to take it off of you and put it on God. Put it all on God and understand that whatever you need, God has already instilled it in you and put it in you. And if you're limiting yourself, you're limiting God because
Mm,
He's our source. And when I started the business, I had an overdrawn bank account. The
speak.
times are never going to be perfect. Right
Never.
now, I want to show y'all this is not perfect, but this is real life. We got to keep it moving, right? We got to keep it moving. We got to be able to adjust and flow, but we keep it moving. But God will equip you, and
Mm,
everything you need is in your hands. And when you start with what God gave you, He's going to expand. If you're a good steward over what you have, He's going to make you a ruler over many. But you have to have that gratitude and appreciation and that trust in God to lead you to where you desire to go. So y'all saw me in the beginning in the car. That's actually was my office when I first got started. I'm not in my
mm,
house right now because it's loud. So I was gonna work in my car, but my mom had to go somewhere. So I let her get the car to go. But it's okay. That's real life. Unexpected things happen, but you cannot let stop you, and the show must go on. The show must go on. And at the time, because I was living in two rooms, I could not do business where I was. So I would go to my car.
mhm,
What you saw, the car was my office. I would talk to the people, I'll go live, I'll do interviews from my car. And when I would launch businesses, I would walk to the park to give them that environment.
mm,
And then that's how my business continued to grow. I wasn't where I desired to be, but I leveraged who I was connected to, right? Because you're not going to get started right away and be like a millionaire. You're not going to get started right away and be like, man, I'm a traveler. No, I started with no money. But what kept me going was the culture I was around. And Director Ronita mentioned that Natalie, she's the number one income earner, in the business. But I knew when she wasn't even earning six figures. At that time, she was a one-star director. She's a six-star now, leading over 22,000 families. But at that time, she wasn't
mm.
even leading 300. Can you imagine Natalie leading 200 plus people, Director Ronita?
Not now, because
That's
we could
how it was 7 years ago.
we could barely fit in that photo at convention. It was just it truly is a dynasty. It truly is an empire.
Because, like, with what we had, right, with what God blessed us with,
Yes.
we worked with that and we leveraged and, um, yeah, and we lean on each other to help. You're in business for yourself, but not by yourself at all. So that's so what's very important is speaking life to yourself, speaking life to the people that you're connected to, speaking life over your business, right? Because I have to keep saying, I have a growing team that's duplicating. I have a massive team, right? I have to keep speaking these things, even when things looked crazy in my personal life. I had to speak life as to what I desire. I had to keep saying I'm a six-figure income earner. And speaking life, what you see here, right? I know it's dark, but
We
this,
see
right?
we see it.
Um, Back in 2017, Natalie became a six-figure income earner, and I tried on her ring and I took her picture, and that's been on my vision board. So you have to put belief, add feet to your faith, and watch how God manifests if you keep going. And the storms is going to continue to come, right? It's not going to stay sunny forever. The weather changes. Right now it's dark.
Right.
It's dark. The weather changes, seasons change, but just understand that there's a rainbow on the other side of the storm, and the sunshines do come after the rain. All right. And remember that the storm does not last always. But while you're in the storm, you have to be that peace within the storm. And how to stay grounded and have be that peace within the storm is always look to God and connect to positive people. This is why we stay plugged in. This is why we're in the culture, because the energy, this is how we even got through when the pandemic started.
Yes.
Mr. Bradley was like business as usual because our product is travel. But
Yes.
now we're coming to people like with another need. Like now you need this business because multiple income streams is no longer luxury, but is now a necessity.
That's
Now a necessity because I know a lot of people have amnesia, right? Because of, we're out of it, we're not in a lockdown, but millions of Americans filed for unemployment.
mhm,
I'm not sure who was among that if you're watching this, but people were laid off.
mhm.
And if you go to Walmart and Target, they're replacing human beings. They're replacing our jobs. It's self checkout. When I have to go through self checkout, I'm not getting paid. Right? So these are the changing times where you have to prepare and not get in a state of panic when crisis arise, y'all. This is real. Inflation is real. There's wars going on right now. We have to prepare, y'all. From the sound of my voice, we cannot stay casual because if we stay casual, our lives will become a casualty. If
Yes.
you're comfortable now, if you feel comfortable now, imagine how your children will be tomorrow. Can you pass down comfort to the next generation?
Mm.
Can you pass that down? This is why, when they say the world is
We lost you for a moment. Okay. As she's coming back, I think she was about to start talking about legacy because in the business that we are in, we are able to create legacy wealth that we can actually pass on to our families. And this is not for play. There's actually an attorney that will reach out to you once you have become a certain position in this company. And they will reach out to you as a director and say, congratulations, it's time to sign your wealth because after you pass away, your income will still continue, and your family will be the beneficiary of that. I don't know no other company, I don't know no other business that is going to pay your family your income after you have passed away. So, as she comes back, hopefully we can get her back. um, I just want to, okay, I guess she had to reconnect. All right. So, as she is reconnecting and I bring her back on, the reason why this was so important, this live, is because there are so many. There she is.
Sorry about that.
No,
I
look,
apologize.
I know how to talk, so I just start filling in. I just spoke on legacy. I don't know if that's where you were going, but it
Oh,
sounded like it.
yes. Yes. See, it was meant to be. It was meant to be. Like we're in alignment and sync. But yes, continue, Director Ronita. Continue.
Oh no.
Speaking life.
Well,
I speak directorship over Director Ronita because in our business, right, we have something where, where we can pass on our income to our future generations as directors. Um, with everything that goes on, when something happens to us at our job, our position will be up before our obituary. Life insurance pays one time, where people have to get a GoFundMe. But this business pays lifetime for generations to come. Thinking of the future, thinking of the future generations, that's how you thrive. Thinking, you can grow what's in your hands, like what God gave you, blessed you with. You got to grow. And it talks about in the Bible, in Matthew's, of, the men with the different talents. The one guy with the talents, when his master went away, he buried it because he was scared to do anything with it. But the other two, one had two talents, the other had five talents. They actually invested it and grew their investments. And the master came back, and to those two, they say, "Well done, good and faithful servant." And we want to be good stewards over what we have and grow, but fear, God did not give us a spirit of fear,
you sure
but of
didn't.
love, of power, and of sound mind. And what keeps me going, y'all? What keeps me going? Look, I'm an introvert, okay? And I used to be so very shy, so shy. But we're too grown to be shy. We're too
For real.
grown to be shy, especially when God gives us purpose and gives us something bigger than us, and everything is not going to be perfect, but it's going to be in alignment with what God has for you, in alignment. So, my thing, what keeps me going is I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. That's what keeps me going. And I went through so much during this pandemic, like from being, with my husband in the house during 2020, going through trauma to now being a single mom. Now I'm a single mom of my children. But I went from not being able to give my daughter a Barbie doll to now putting her through college, the college of her choice, to being struggling with my income and my husband's income. Now I fund two households and I take care of my family. God gets all the glory, honor, and all the praise, all of it. But but it starts out with stepping out on faith and not letting fear keep you handicapped and in a wheelchair. There's so much more in all of us, even me. Like, as I'm taking the next step on my journey, I'm
Mhm.
still like, feel like, man, God, really? But God will pull it out of us. There's more in us, there's more that He has to pull out of us. And my best experiences in my life was, if you fear something, that's more of a reason to go for it. And God will blow your mind. He will blow your mind.
You know what? And speaking of fear, that is something that I too like. I will run. I will run to it. Like I have to run towards the fear. I'm not going to run away from it because I know on the opposite side of fear is what I need and what I desire.
Yes.
And really honestly, you know what fear is? Fear is just things that like we're we're making up scenarios that is not even in our minds. And let's just say even for this weekend, like this weekend was the 8-year anniversary celebrated in Atlanta, where the main hub is for Planet Marketing. And in that room, I wasn't there. But
Oh, you're
anyway,
gonna be there next year.
but in that room, I bet you that there were some people who have social anxiety, or they were like, "Oh my gosh, I'm here. I don't, what do I do?" One thing, and I'm speaking to the audience. One thing that you have to do, you have to walk into a room like you belong there. You have to walk into a room like you own it. Your presence that you bring to a room is so powerful. It's
Hmm.
so powerful. And you never know who you will meet. You never know who you will connect with. You never know who you will help. You never know who will need what you have, even though you may think, oh, I don't, I don't have it yet, or I don't have this. You have something like Director Lorie said, God already put you in it. Maybe you're still discovering it. Maybe you're still discovering your superpower, whatever your superpower is, but God has already put it down in you. You just have to dig deep and operate in that superpower. And don't be afraid. Don't
Yeah.
shrink. Do not shrink, y'all. Please. This is not a time in 2023. We're going into 2024 where you shrink, where you shut up in your throat. No, speak. Let people know what it is that you need, and have that vision so much ingrained and stained into your mind that there is absolutely no life matter that will come. Life is just gonna life. Life is gonna life. Oh, I got school.
Hmm.
Oh, I'm married. Oh, I got kids downstairs right now. Matter of fact, I was just looking at them in the backyard, walking, crawling up around the fence. But guess what? I'm here talking to y'all. Life is lifing as I speak in my home. And even in my personal life, even with my family, challenges that we're all experiencing right now. But on my timeline, do you see Coach Ronita, or Coach Ronnie, whatever, Ronita, about whatever you want to call me? Do you see me talking about, oh, woe is me, oh, I can't do this, oh, I can't inspire, oh, I can't motivate, oh, I can't share this business, oh, I can't smile and enjoy? No, because God didn't put me here just for me to go to work, come home, and then just, I don't know, just die. I don't
There's
know.
always a reason to smile. Always a reason to smile. I'm about to give you a background, so I'm about to turn off my mic and video, so it could be better. So to keep taking over.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so anyway, just speaking to lifing, I know for people that start the business or get into the business, or maybe you are running in the business but now you're kind of slowing down. Please don't slow down. Please keep that momentum up, and you can feel your feelings for 2 seconds. That's it. Feel it for 2 seconds. Now, I'm being sarcastic when I say that. But whatever it is that you are going through, obstacles, opposition, challenges are what is proofing you. It's the fire. It's the fire that is proofing. Do you think, okay, so some of us wake up and we say, oh, I sure would love to be a millionaire. Do you know what millionaires actually go through? Do you actually know what sacrifice? Do you know how much sleep they lose? Do you know, or perhaps you know what people fell off or lost? Look at Director Laura, you coming back with so beautiful. And look, I don't know how much time you have. This your mic. Unmute your mic, or do I have to do that? I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. Yes,
God.
look at that beautiful face. Okay. So
But
anyway,
what y'all saw was an example of how you move through the darkness to the light. Life is going to happen. Unexpected challenges is going to, what y'all just witnessed. Y'all, my intention was to, you see, I have a sick son, right? You just heard him. But my intention was to do it from my car, peace and quiet, right? Because, everything was scheduled in time. The unexpected happened. I didn't just want to run through the chaos of my household, while I had the camera on. So I was just like, let me walk around outside. But then it was like challenges. Life continued to life, but we had to keep going. We had to keep going. I was like looking for lighting. Sometimes we were going in and out, but we had to keep going. And we were bouncing off each other. When we say you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself, then God told me go inside. So this is how the process looked like. This is how what you just witnessed, what you just witnessed, that is the process. You just spoke about lifing. I remember I drove 14 hours to Atlanta years ago, and this
from where?
beautiful
From where? Tell them where you're from.
from New Jersey, Jersey, and it's cold outside from Jersey. So, but I'm used to it. I'm used to it. So when I drove there, we went to a women's locker room or women's blackout, and I took my daughter with me, and I asked this director, "How is it that you function in the midst of chaos? How
Mm,
do you focus? How do you go through chaos?" That was my question. She says, "You don't focus on the chaos, you focus on the promise." You
mm,
spoke about that vision. You have to stay focused on the promise. And our founder, our visionary, Mr. Donald Bradley, when you start this business and whatever it is that you go through in life,
mhm,
you have to keep that why in front of you. Do not let your why be your why not. Some
mm,
people get started in this business because they want to do more for their children, but then they say, oh, my children are the reasons why I can't do this business. Sometimes I take my kids with me. Sometimes, like, you have people holding on to newborn babies as we work this business. We take the business with us. We don't stop our life because of business. We integrate it because we're working, for something bigger, bigger purpose. It's bigger than travel, it's bigger than residual income. But I'm happy. I know it wasn't perfect. I apologize. But I'm happy this happened this way because that's what it looks like, and that's what, it's going to continue to look at like. After this, I'm going to put some Vicks on his chest, give him the medicine he doesn't like, and we're going to keep it moving. We're
look,
going to
I got one coughing downstairs too, and I'm really
keep it moving, right? Because I could have said, man, I can't do this because, I have a sick child and I'm dealing with, like, no, because it's bigger than us. It's bigger than us, y'all. So I pray this helped. But that's what thriving looks like, not being the victim, but having a victor mentality, that you are more than an overcomer. That if you come across an obstacle, you're not going to let that obstacle defeat you,
yeah.
because we're not going by our own strength. We're going through the strength of God. We're
Amen.
going through the strength of God. So, yes, 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 yes. So, let Him order our steps.
So as y'all can see, okay, so this was totally divine connection because I'm a person of faith. I know everybody, everybody believes what they want to believe. And that's totally fine. But for me, it was important to connect with a business that also was based, or at least my team would be based on, you know, um, you know, oh God, for with great faith, because with great faith, when all else fails, you still have faith, and that's one of my core beliefs. So Director Lorie is definitely that, and so that automatically spoke to me. So I'm going to say this, and I don't know if we can go ahead and probably end this call so you can so you can take care of your son. But so for anybody out there who has been in business for themselves, and you know what business I've had I didn't had like a cheesecake business. I know I had to go to the store, go get the the cream cheese bars and the butter and the all the ingredients, the vanilla extract. I had to go and always replenish my inventory. With this business, y'all, we don't have any inventory that we have to restock, that we have to reinvest with our money. We don't have to park a cruise ship in our backyard. We don't have, there's no plane that we got to park somewhere. No, not at all. Everything that we have is in our back office. All the tools, all the trainings, all the lessons, all the, you know what? And what I love, this you're just seeing a glimpse of the community, our interaction with Director Lorie and myself. But when I say this community is truly community and plugs in every single day, oh, I'm not exaggerating.
20 plus different countries, different time zones,
Woo! And growing in different countries.
and growing. 97,000 of us. When I started, here's why this is divine where you are right now. When I started this business in 2016, it was less than 10,000 of us. Now we're at 90. When we grew by 10,000 per year. At the beginning of 2023, remember, we grew by 10,000 per year since I first started. In the beginning of 2023, we started at 75,000, 97,000 now. We're on target to end the year at 100,000.
Mhm.
And the first people that partner up with us within the first 100,000 are going to be part of something monumental and historical as we're freeing families together as we embark upon the next stage, momentum. Google momentum, because this is when things are going to increase supernaturally. In my phone, I have something on the lock screen. If I press the lock screen, I want to see if I press the lock screen, are you able to hear me and see me if I read it?
Oh, go ahead. I
That's
mean, I still
good.
hear you right now. Uh-oh. I guess not. That would be a no. Okay, so come on
Y'all
back.
weren't able to hear me, right?
No, it didn't
I
work.
want to read something. I want to Amos 9:13. Things are going to happen so fast. Blessings on blessings that your head will spin. Read Amos 9:13. Right? I have that in my lock screen. That that overflow and that abundance, and you have to speak life, and back it up with Bible verses too. What God can do exceedingly abundantly above all things that we can ask or think or imagine. So absolutely. And we want you to be part of this. Part of this. So yes, my son is blowing bubbles in his drink. Why are you blowing bubbles in your drink, Tashi?
Because it's fun, because we did it too. But anyway, look, I thank you for your time, Director Lorie. If there is anybody in the audience, you see this, it's been streaming across as we've been talking. If you want to get in contact with me, please DM me, and so you can learn more about this opportunity, because it's the best thing since sliced bread. I'm not going nowhere. I'm in it till I'm in it till the wheels fall off and the engine Blows
We
up.
got your back. You know, you have access to Coach Director Ronnie. You have access to, I can't wait till you meet Director Lanisha, right? She's amazing.
Yeah,
You
we'll
got
be on
access
next
to,
week together.
yeah, oh, awesome. And then me, myself, and then the number one income earner, where I watched her grit, grind, her passion and ambition, right, to get to millionaire. But to become a millionaire, it's a millionaire blueprint. You have to have that millionaire work ethic, that consistency, that drive. But what makes it worthwhile is that you're not in it alone. We have your back and we'll back you through the process, through your journey. And you may not see yourself even earning $1 million, but or probably an extra couple of $100 or $500 will get you there. And then we'll grow from there, and God will expand and shift your vision. And we're going to continue. And this is through residual income, money while you sleep, and
Full money.
travel is fun. It's exciting. That's our product, travel. So why not? We sell recess. So travel is the new adult recess. Yes. And it
Yeah.
is our business.
And I'm telling y'all, I mean, if you're on Expedia, or I mean, if you're on whoever, those third party, why don't look, if you're looking up rental cars, you're looking up your transportation, like all that you do to make those little fun trips, that commission is going to somebody, but it should be going to you because you did all the work. So that's what we. That's what it just makes sense. It just makes, especially in today's economy, it just makes sense. Like let me earn some commission on where I'm going. Let me have a good time and put some money back in my pocket. But anywho, it's been a beautiful, beautiful evening, Director Lorie. Speaking with you, I thank you so much for your time.
Guys, thank you. Thank you for having me. And thank y'all so much for your patience. Embrace the process. Do not despise the humble small beginnings. Everybody has a beginning. And just celebrate your journey, celebrate your wins. And don't ever call your business a small business, it's a growing business, because it can be bigger than where you are now. And it starts in the mind. So I look forward to being on this life-changing journey with you all. I can't wait to meet all of you and give you a great big hug. And we're going to grow and thrive together, starting on this Thriving Thursday.
Director Lorie, she gives great hugs. All right. Thank you so much. Have a blessed evening, everybody.
Have a blessed evening. Good night.